For me, I've had record number of page views, record number of profile visits, record number of people like remaking my recipes. Yet my struggle right now is how do I get brands to actually want to do sponsored work? Because all of a sudden, March 10th, March 11th, like just came screeching to a halt. Like nobody wants to do that anymore.
You don't. Food companies are tightening up. Yesterday, one of our clients emailed us and said, we're not paying you. This is 7 figures. And you're getting fired, and we might be going bankrupt. You don't get to affect the other side. What you do right now is A, hopefully you've either saved or you're humble enough to go backwards. B, and this is for everybody. B, you go ham on producing as much content, doing as many lives, going across every platform. You've been waiting to do TikTok, you've been waiting to do Twitter, you do all that now, you build up. So in 180 days, when shit's truly back to normal, you're fucking getting that. This is chess right now, not checkers. It's not direct, it's macro. So go ham, like all in, like so many people are dwelling. I've heard from 1,000 of you already. Like, Gary, I'm crushing, but all my money's gone because the brands aren't sponsoring. I'm like, I'm like, remember when I told you if there was a recession, like influencers wouldn't be as fun anymore? Yes. Good news, this is a fake recession, AKA it doesn't have the underlining principles to be something super long. Okay. It's likely shit will get back to normal somewhere here later. I mean, the biggest elephant in the room is if this re-ups in the fall and winter, like some experts are saying, then you're starting to get into some shit. But if not, then we're gonna be back to normal somewhere in the next 90, 120, 160, 180 days. I think you need to build, and then take the opportunities when they come.
Okay, so it doesn't matter how many eyeballs are on the account right now and how many eyeballs are, online making the food. You can't really pitch that because the brands just have this idea right now that it's not a good time to spend money, regardless of what's happening.
And everybody like you is also up.
Right.
It's it's all about supply and demand. If you weren't got it, you and everybody else.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Got it?
Okay,
right
good.
now, build depth of community, get in people's souls, right? Yes. And so that they stay with you after them.
I've been trying for the past couple of years to financially get to a point where I can, I guess, focus on growing for a couple of years. So I'm trying to get to a financial point to where I can, have an apartment, food, whatever, just the necessities taken care of, and then I can focus on just creating content. And I also want to be able to have it probably sounds weird, but I want to have a mentor every day for like a vocal mentor. I want to learn Spanish. Cool. I want to have like a, personal trainer, just have different things every day. So I'm constantly learning, constantly growing, and just have a time in my life where I can just focus on building. But my problem is that I'm having trouble figuring out how to monetize that because I've tried Patreon in the past and I got a couple of people, but it wasn't really working, and maybe it was my offer. I've tried doing merch, but I sold some, my mom bought some, my dad bought some. And so that's pretty much all I've done outside of like AdSense. I've had one sponsorship of $200, which wasn't crazy. So I'm just trying to figure out, that's my first question. I have one more super small question, but.
Couple things. One, have you debated the fact that maybe hiring a manager or a business partner could be a good move because you could get into a place where somebody who might have more business strengths might be able to bring you value? That's one debate.
Okay.
There's also the concept of finding something you like that makes money that becomes part of your content. So like thrifting with Cedric being a video each week that is exactly what Trash Talk is with me, where you literally film yourself going to a thrift store, spending $20 and then posting all the items on eBay and making $500 or $200.
Okay.
I always dreamed about doing a show like Trash Talk where I go and film myself buying something at a garage sale or a thrift store or an estate sale and then list the items on eBay or wherever. And then when the show airs, those auctions go live so that the audience actually is the one bidding on this stuff.
Okay. So how does it look? What does it look like in this current climate?
Well, it doesn't. Like, we're not leaving our fucking home, right? So this is a little bit maybe 90 days from now, but and that's just one thing that I know would work. And maybe you're like, yeah, Gary, but I don't want to go thrift storing, but like something that actually makes you money that becomes your content. Here's one. Again, might not fit your personality, but obviously a lot of people are watching and trying to give ideas. Maybe there's a segment called Side Jobs with Cedric, right? It's a once a week show, and you literally get random jobs that pay you $200, $150, $300. You mow lawn, you cut hair. Like I think there's a creative way to film what you're doing that makes you money, and it kind of all feeds itself. Do you see where I'm going?
Yes, I do. You
turn the money making into the content, and then it kind of self-populates. I mean, I think the thrifting would set, like, are you into the idea of like Goodwill and garage? I think that's a monster. And with 50,000 subscribers, I think that's a monster. I think once a week, you film yourself with your iPhone. Doesn't,
Gotcha.
Yep. Oh, I like this, I like this hat. This is cool. Or like this lamp's cool. You like film yourself listing it, and then that's the episode. The fans bid on it. It just sells on eBay naturally. I think there's something there. I've been thinking a lot about that model. And it's in addition to your content on the singing stuff. I also like the side hustle concept where like literally you're just going on Craigslist and making $75 here, $100 here, and it becomes like a whole funny thing. You're just like, just imagine you're doing like, you're cleaning out an old lady's basement for $80, but the whole time you're singing down there, and that's the content.
Got you. Yes.
There's some.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
You see where I'm going?
Yes, for sure.
That's the architecture, bro.
Okay.
Good luck.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Man.
And then okay.
Go ahead.
Super fast, I promise. So I've noticed that there are other people in my space who are big, as well. If I go to their comment section and interact with their followers, is that disrespectful?
It can be. I think one, where you bring a lot of value, like you watch the video and you say something thoughtful instead of like, let's call it what it is, reply to all their followers with the hope that they come and watch you. Yeah. Like, I think if you leave a great comment, like, oh, I really like how, I don't know music well. I love how you hit that high note on the fucking bridge, like something that brings value and consistent, you will get 10x.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
Stay well. Bye-bye. How you get your followers is more important than how many followers you get. There's a guy right now who leaves a comment every time on my Instagram post of like, everybody who follows me now, I'll follow back. And it just spam. Dustin's shaking his head, so he knows. And it was like a kid that I thought was doing some decent stuff, but now I'm like, that's just shit. Especially because he's not actually following everybody back. So don't be full of shit.
There's a lot of information out there, obviously, in this space about training and exercise and rehab and recovery. But I wanted to kind of put my spin on it and talk directly to like these kids, like, cause like I refer to them as my kids. Like every athlete I work with, like
I love it.
It's like my fucking favorite thing when I get to work with someone and like, something happens and boom, we get them back on the court. Like that's like the biggest high.
I love it.
So that's like my thing.
Look, you've got your answer. Like to your point, like the answer is, you can. And so it's just a matter of time before you switch. That's just having the guts to jump in the pool or kiss the boy, right? Like that's just going to be a transition period where you're going to make a call. To your point, and what you've learned from me being in your head, keep bringing value. Keep bringing value. You should start a TikTok immediately.
I started one, and it's been a process. It's fun. I love it. I get it because I'm around high schoolers all the time. So I totally, I get the culture of it.
How many posts have you made?
I have 4 or 5.
Right. You've judged your inability to make something that works too soon.
Yeah, I have.
Do you understand?
6,
everybody makes this mistake. Gary, yeah. I'm in there, but it's not working for me. How many have you made? 6. 6?
No, yeah.
We're staying on this.
Sorry, yes, you're right, yes.
I'll tell you why. I can tell that you have actual authentic love for these children. I want you to win junior high because in 24 months, you winning TikTok is game over. Yeah. There's dentists winning on there. There's fucking people that sell fucking like bananas winning on there. Like, you go do you. Don't try to go dancing and fucking do you. Just put out the content, edit it, overlay with words, play with it, play with some music, but like, do you in there. I need 2 a day from you during this fucking COVID, not 6 all time before we make I don't even want to hear from you that you can't do fucking TikTok until you post 280 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Understand?
Yeah. I've been hitting Instagram hard because I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Good. And it clicked where I'm like, well, shit, I'm fully bilingual, and like I'm good, like just like this, like so I just threw something out there like in Spanish, and like
it went bananas.
They're like, oh, I didn't know, and I started sharing my story, like, hey, I'm from, this is my, and like,
story time.
From, you know, and
go.
Today,
yes.
I've lined up 2 lives with 2 people that have way bigger audiences than me. One in English, one in Spanish, just talking about whatever, training, this and that. I have more. And so I'm keeping it. I'm like running.
Take advantage of this time right now. Go hard. I'm proud of you. You got it. Yeah. More platforms, more content, more lives. The answer right now is fucking more. What are you going to sit and watch news and get depressed? Fucking go ham right now.
Watch the news. I don't even have cable.
Ham. More.
Yeah.
Right now with this kind of virus going on, like I'm trying to figure out how we can market to the sports world right now, since it's kind of shut down. And so I was kind of wanting to get your advice on that. Like we use Instagram and stuff like that, and we do.
Who are you targeting? Like who are you trying to reach? Who's the decision maker on the sports side?
So our company's basically, we are more like teams and coaches. Coaches and teams will come to us and get a store built, or they'll have like they'll have the team, or the coaches will just come and order, you know, a customized product for their team and everything like that.
Like what?
Like it's usually we can have vendors from like Nike, Under Armour, t-shirts, jerseys.
So, I mean, look, right now, there's nothing going to be happening. Like people are just not putting dollars to work right now until they get settled. There's too much unknown. I think the reality is right now you have to be building brand. Like the question is, are you making branded content or are you making sales content? And that's what you need to focus on, having a good mix of both. And right now, I think more branded content to build awareness of the company, because converting on sales-driven content is just not going to be there for a business like this.
Right. I think that's what
most of the content sales driven, like, hey, buy this, or this is what we have to offer. Yeah.
I think right now we're trying to like target what we can do, like people in home, like kind of stuff they can wear, like working out at home. But I think where we need to be aiming toward is more of just the brand.
I think so. I also think LinkedIn is a very, very important platform for a business like this that has B2B dynamics. So keep that in mind.
Right.
All right.
Cool, appreciate it.
Do you like the job?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It keeps me entertained. You know, I don't have a background in marketing, so I'm strictly
learning.
Yes, I'm still learning, but you know, I'm doing some good things over there. So
do me a favor, spend $50 on Instagram and Facebook ads so that you learn how because I think you learning that as a creative is a very powerful combo.
Right. Okay, we'll do that.
All right. It'll be a good addition to your career. All the art kids need to do a little bit of math shit, and all the math shit kids need to do a little bit of art shit that will make them complete in the world that we're now living in.
Right.